Now, there is one more scheme, or there is one more technique with which you can very well understand whether the given schedule is conflict equivalent to a serial schedule or not. Okay, and this is quite popular method to find out whether the given schedule is conflict equivalent to a serial schedule or not. And that method is using precedence graph concept. Okay, now some rules we need to understand for drawing the precedence graph out of the given schedule. Okay, and then we will see one example. Precedence graph is nothing but a direct graph where the vertices are nothing but the transactions. Means every transaction will represent a vertex. Okay, we draw an arc from transaction Ti to Tj if the two transaction or the instructions belonging to two transactions conflict with each other, and Ti access the data item on which the conflict arose earlier. We may label the arc by the item that was accessed in order to make it more simpler, or in order to make us remember that due to the conflict has arisen due to the access of which data item. Okay, so that we can make out easily. So we can mention the item, the data item here on the top of the arc. Okay, but this is optional, but you can very well follow it. Okay, now we will take one example here. Okay, this is the example. We are asked to check whether the given schedule S is conflict serializable or not. Now, the first way to represent the given schedule is in form of transactions, so that it will be easy for you to understand which instruction is getting conflicted with other instruction. Okay, so first of all, I will teach you how to transform this given schedule, which is given in this particular format, just a series of instructions, into the transaction format, and then I will make you understand how the precedence graph can be drawn. Okay, now let me take you to the document which I have already prepared, so that you can understand easily how to transform the given instructions, series of instructions, into the transaction format. Now, with the instructions, you can make out with the serial numbers 1, 2, 3, whatever are there in that particular problem. You can easily understand how many transactions are involved in that particular schedule. Okay, so in the given problem, the instructions were having the topmost serial number as 3. So I could easily make out that there are 3 transactions which are involved in that particular schedule. Okay, and secondly, what you need to observe is the sequence of instructions, whatever is given in the problem, you have to maintain the sequence as it is. Okay, and the third thing is how many data items are there. Now there are 3 data items, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so I have followed the sequence and just depicted the same instruction in this particular format by creating a table in Word. Okay, so there are 3 transactions, follow the same sequence. So first transaction is T1, and as per the sequence which is given, first read operation is there. Okay, so I have written read X. R1X means what? The transaction 1 has initiated the read operation. So I have written R1X, that is nothing but Rx into transaction 1. Okay, after that, if you see the sequence, there was R3Z. So I have written the RZ into the transaction 3. Then W3Z is nothing but the write operation initiated by transaction 3. And similarly, I have written all the operations or all the instructions as per the sequence which is given into you, the problem. Okay, so after you represent it in this tabular form, okay, by identifying the number of transactions, then you are free to draw the precedence graph. Rather, you will find it very easy to draw the precedence graph. Okay, so what will be the first decision in drawing the precedence graph? You need to decide how many vertices will be required. Every vertex will represent a transaction. So here, since there are 3 transactions, we are going to require 3 vertices. So I have drawn 3 vertices here, T1, T2, and T3. Okay, now let's start solving this particular problem in order to understand whether this particular schedule is conflict equivalent to a serial schedule or not. But before I start, let me tell you that if we end up in drawing this precedence graph having a loop or having a cycle, then our conclusion will be this schedule is not equivalent, or it is not conflict serializable, or it is not conflict equivalent to a serial schedule. But if we end up in drawing this precedence graph without any cycle, then we can say that this schedule can be transformed into a serial schedule, and that is why it is conflict equivalent to a serial schedule. Okay, now let us try to check. what result we get. Okay. So here, first instruction is what? Read X. Now, obviously, when we will check all these instructions, we are going to traverse from top to bottom. Okay. And then while traversing, you have to see that you are checking the instruction of one transaction with another transaction's instruction. Okay. That is our thumb rule. So first of all, let us start with read X. Now we will check this read X with all other transactions instructions. Okay. So in sequence, it is to be checked with RY, RZ, no problem. Why? Because data items are different. Continue further, WZ, there is no conflict because data item is different. Continue further, RY, that is read Y, there is no problem because the data items are different. Again, here we are not going to check because it is belonging to the same transaction. So continue further, okay, WY with RX, is it conflicting? No, because data items are different. Continue further, WX. Now here you can take a pause and again decide whether it is conflicting or not. So read X and WX. Yes, it is RW problem. If you remember, we have discussed before some time. So this read X is conflicting with WX instruction of the transaction T3. So we will require to draw an arc starting from T1 to T3. Okay. So now I will just pick up the arc symbol here. Okay. And then we will draw an arc from our edge from T1 to T3. Okay. So I will just draw this edge here. So this is my first conflicting pair, that is RX and WX. But still we are not done. Okay. We are not done with RX because we are still yet to check the remaining instructions. So WX tak we are over. Okay. So just proceed further. WZ, no conflict because the data items are different. And WX, we are not going to check because it is belonging to the same transaction. And now we can just use some color to signify that RX instruction has been checked with all the instructions with transaction T2 and transaction T3. Continue further, RZ. Now we are going to check RZ with T2 and T1's instructions. RZRY, no conflict. RZRY, no conflict. RZWY, no conflict. RZWZ, yes, there is conflict. Why? Because the data item is same and one of the operation is write operation. So now what I will do? I will draw an edge from T3 to T2 to signify that there is a conflict between the instruction pair belonging to T3 and T2. Okay, so I will again pick an edge here and then I will draw an edge from T3 to T2. Okay, so I will draw an edge like this, T3 to T2. Fine. But still, there are some instructions to be compared. WZ, we have reached up to WX, and RZ, there is no problem because the data items are different. So we are done with RZ. So let's try to color it just to understand that these instructions are over. Okay, we are already done with these instructions. Checking. Continue further in the sequence. WZ, WZRY, no conflict. WZRY, no conflict. WZWY, no conflict. WZWZ, yes, there is conflict, but already we have an edge or an arc which is from T3 to T2. Just before some time we have drawn, and there is no point in drawing multiple edges between the same transaction, rather starting from the same transaction and ending to the same transaction. Okay, so WZ we have already represented. WZ no conflict. Okay, so let us try to color it. Continue the sequence RY. Now RY, since both the operations are read and even though the data item is same, there is no conflict. RY and WX, no conflict because both the data items are different. RY, WX, no conflict because both the data items are different, right? So we are done with this. Continue further, RY and WY, yes, there is conflict because one of the operation is right and both the data items are same. Okay? So we will be required to draw an edge or an arc from T1 to T2. Okay, so pick an edge. We will just pick an edge or pick an arrow from T1 to T2. Okay, so I will draw this edge. Fine. So we have drawn this RYWY. Okay, conflict. After that, continue with the sequence RYWX, no conflict. RYWZ, no conflicts, right? So I will just color this particular instruction. Continue, WYWX, no conflict. WYWX, no conflict. Color it. Continue, WXWZ, no conflict. WXWX, Yes, there is conflict. Why? Both the operations are right operations, and of course the data item is also same. So we will be required to draw an edge from T3 to T1. Okay, so we will pick an edge. Okay, and we will draw it from T3 to T1. Okay, so I will just draw it like this, right? And now let us cross check first whether we are done with all the instructions or not. Okay, so WX, yes, we are done with, and we will color it. Fine. The next instruction in the sequence is WZ. WZ, WX conflict? No, it doesn't conflict. And the last instruction is WX. There is no other instruction left for WX to be compared. So obviously it is also done. Now, all the instructions we have cross-checked. And now we are going to observe the graph. If you see in this particular graph, when we call that a cycle has arisen, if there is an edge starting from a transaction, okay, continuing with the other transaction, and again it is meeting to the same transaction. So here if you see, there is a cycle which is existing, okay, in this particular precedence graph, because there is an edge starting from T1 to T3, and again there is one more edge which is going from T3 to T1, and it is completing a cycle. Okay, so here the conclusion will be this schedule S1, okay, which is having a precedence graph, which is having a cycle, so it cannot be transformed into a serial schedule, and that is why S1 is not conflict serializable. Okay, now logically, if you see in this particular scenario, which transaction will be first? Okay, when we say that this is a serial sequence, it means we are very much sure that first T1 will be there, or T2 will be there, or T3 will be there. But in this case, this ambiguity is itself conveying us that whether T1 will be first or T3 will be first. And because of that ambiguity, we can say that we are not able to find out any single serial schedule in this particular schedule, in this non-serial schedule. And that is why S1 is not conflict serializable. Okay, and quickly take one more example so that you can understand how to conclude that if a given schedule is said to be conflict serializable or not. Now, in this particular schedule, again, the same way I have followed, I have just created a table having 3 transactions, and I have directly put the instructions which were given into the schedule. Now here, if you see, starting from T1, Rx, Ry, there is no conflict. Rx, Ry, there is no conflict. Rx, Wy, no conflict. Rx, Wx, yes, there is conflict. So if you see, there is an edge going from T1 to T3, okay, which is already drawn. Ry, no conflict. Ry, Wx, no conflict. Ry, Wy, yes, there is conflict. So you can see T3 to T2. Is there any edge? Yes, I have already drawn T3 to T2. Correct? Following the same sequence, Ry, Wy, that is T3 to T2. Yes, the edge is, if you see T3, Ry and T2, Wy, Ry to Wy, there is conflict, right? So already there is an edge going from T3 to T2. Continuing with the next instruction, that is Wy, Wx, no conflict. Wy, Wx, no conflict. Okay, next. Wx, Rx, yes, there is conflict. So T1 to T2, we need to draw an edge. So here, if you see from T1, if you see here, Wx and Rx, okay. So we will try to draw this particular edge here, Wx and Rx, okay. So let us take an edge. So if you see T1 to T2, I will have to draw an edge, okay. Why? Because Wx and Rx is conflicting with each other. Wx, yes, it is also conflicting, but there is an edge already present, T1 to T3. No point in drawing the multiple edges. Continue further, Wx, Rx, T3 to T2. Yes, there is already an edge present, so no need to draw one more edge. Wx, again there is conflict, but there is already edge going from T3 to T2. If you see this particular precedence graph and observe very carefully, okay, even though there is connectivity happening between all the transactions with the help of edge, but still there is no presence of a cycle in this particular precedence graph. Why? Because if you see, an edge is going from T1 to T2, but no edge is coming from again T2 to T1. An edge is going from T3 to T2, but there is no edge again coming from T2 to T3. Again, if you see, an edge is going from T1 to T3, but there is no edge which is going from T3 to T1. So in this particular example, after drawing the precedence graph, we can conclude that there is no presence of cycle or loop in this precedence graph. And hence, this particular schedule can be transformed into a serial schedule. And I have already drawn it. The serial schedule which can be built, okay, out of this particular graph is T1 followed by T3 followed by T2. Okay, this is the only serial schedule which is possible here at this moment of time. And that is why the schedule 2 is conflict serializable, because it is conflict equivalent to a serial schedule T1 followed by T3 followed by T2. Okay, because this sequence also you can easily make out from the precedence graph. After T1, you can see T3 is there and then T2. Okay, so this is one serial schedule which I have told or which I have told you. Okay, so I think you must have understood that how a schedule can be cross-check in order to understand whether it is conflict equivalent to a serial schedule or not by using these two schemes. The first scheme which I discussed was swapping of non-conflicting pair of instructions, and the second scheme is using precedence graph. So I hope you understood whatever is discussed in this particular video session. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for my next session, which will be on view serializability.